You're listening to Long Talks with Hannah Mae
and Charlie J.
I'm a full-time musician.
And I'm in business marketing.
Together, we're two young adults who started a podcast on a broken couch.
Every week, we talk life, mental health, relationships, music, and much more.
Occasionally, we'll have a guest on and dive into their life as well.
Thanks for listening, and we hope you enjoy the show.
I sang it.
Good job.
Episode 1.
Episode 1.
Intro. Don't have a full name, a confirmed name for the podcast yet.
Correct. We will have one soon.
We will have one soon.
Yeah.
But we're just...
Yeah. My mom liked Hannah Mae and Charlie J, though.
I like it, too.
It's fun.
That's what I keep going back to.
Well, then that could just be the name of it, and the sub thing is Two Broken People on a Broken Couch.
But that tagline like suggests that we always have to be on a broken couch. So like in the future, we're like setting ourselves up for just having to be cornered into a... I think about the future a lot.
I mean, are you thinking like we're going to be doing this in an auditorium? Because we're not.
You mean like live?
Yeah, like
live
we're not
shows?
going to do that.
No, not anytime soon. No, not with the hashtag demic.
No.
Which I thought about that too. Hashtag pandemic.
Calling it hashtag pandemic.
Is that a podcast?
No, that is not. Because this hopefully won't last forever. Speaking of the future.
What about what about... Oh, damn it, I had it. I forget it. It was like two broke-ass people on a broke-ass couch or something. It was weird. Anyway.
Okay.
Hi. Welcome to episode 1. Yeah, your mom was super excited about it, but it's not going to be like it's just going to be a casual listening.
Yeah.
We might have a guest on.
Sure.
Once in a while.
Yeah, that could be cool. Yeah.
Maybe that knows both of us equally? Is that, or maybe it doesn't matter.
Or it doesn't, we don't need to know them if we want guests. It's just both of us talking and asking questions.
Yeah.
You know, it's a both of us
It's
thing.
a both of us thing?
Yeah, because I can invite some of my friends. You can invite some of your friends.
You have friends?
I do
you have
friends.
way more friends than me.
I do.
This is what we've discovered. So we're getting married next year.
Yes,
for the listener.
In 2021.
There's one listener.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom. Margie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So October 16th, correct?
Yes.
So we're just...
That is the date. And
we are...
So
I've started
it is,
getting things happening. Things are happening.
So it's like September of 2020.
Correct.
For people to reference. And already I reached out to somebody and they have the date booked for next year.
No way.
Yes.
What?
I'm telling you, it's not too early to plan this thing. Because things are booking up.
Here is the thing. Okay, so I want to say multiple things. So,
okay.
One. Thing number 1. Okay, so I was listening to How Good's This podcast called. It's Alan Stone's podcast.
Oh, okay.
Alan Stone is like one of my favorite musicians. We met him once.
He's amazing.
He's our best friend.
He's so nice.
He hugged us and took pictures.
Asked me if I wanted a picture.
I think you're
with
better
him.
friends with him.
I think we are.
But he was like talking about, I just lost it. No, he was talking about playing weddings that you don't know anybody. You know what I mean? Like just going and like being a wedding singer. Because he's only done it like a few times. Like,
interesting.
I think I'm in the minority, having played hundreds of them, weirdly. Because he was talking about how uncomfortable it is to not know anybody at a wedding and play a wedding.
Oh, really?
Which I mean, at first, yeah, the first, 10 or 15 you play are obviously weird.
Yeah.
But it's a job, man.
But also, like, I don't think was he the type that just went to bars and performed by himself? Or did he?
Probably. And he also...
Because I feel like that's the same...
Maybe.
When you're just playing at a wedding, it's the same thing. Like you're still going to a place to perform.
But everyone's much happier.
True.
Much more in the mood to give you a chance as a musician or person.
Actually listening to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I turned a couple heads the other night. That's what we call in the business. That's not true. Okay. That's not true at all. We don't call that in the
business.
Yeah. So I thought that was weird. And then there was another thing I was going to bring up. He's cool.
Nice.
He's real cool.
About the wedding planning early. That's what I was talking about. Was that the other thing you wanted to...
We're still looking... Oh, I wanted to ask you. I'm not sure if you want to say it on here, but what was the place that you called?
Oh, it was It was a vintage truck that was a bar. So it was
What?
like this caravan, and it had a really cool feel. And you would basically you stock the alcohol and they serve it for you, but it's
Holy
they come up
shit.
with a couple of signatures cocktails and all that
Is that
stuff.
a new thing?
I don't know if it's new. I have never seen it at a
Never
wedding.
heard of that. Yeah.
But I saw them because I'm constantly like on Pinterest pinning things that are wedding related, going to not constantly because I do have
Hey
a
man,
job.
Pinterest is fun.
But I also I'm signed up for Wedding Wire and the Knot and like all these things. So I get tons and tons of ads on
so
Facebook,
funny.
on all my
Yeah.
social media, and this one in particular kept popping up, and I was like, "That's so cool!" Like,
Yeah, you must be interested in this.
exactly. And I was like, "You know what? Damn right I am." So I clicked on that, and I just reached out to them. I had sent it to my mom. I was like, "Check this out." I was like, "This is kind of cool." She's like, "Oh yeah, that's really awesome." And I just wanted again, you have to start those conversations of first of all, they're based here in Cincinnati.
True.
So I was like, can you go to Cynthiana? Is my first question. Well, technically, are you available this day? And then can you go to Cynthiana?
Cynthiana. Now that doesn't surprise me actually that they were booked because it sounds like a very specific thing that only one of them exists.
Well, no,
Like,
I reached
How
out
many
to
trucks
them.
do they have?
Well, they only have one, but I reached out to them and they were like, "We're so sorry, we're booked that day, but here are two other companies similar
no
to
way.
ours."
Wow.
And I have now reached out to both of them.
I'm out of the loop, man.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm planning it.
Oh, I was gonna say about the wedding planning. My thing was that it was too early, but when it's your own wedding, it's different because I've played so many weddings. So for me, weddings are just kind of this casual thing that happen
Yeah.
once a week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's in my brain. It's in the back of my brain that like, well, we can schedule it 6 months out and be fine.
No.
But as I come to learn, you start calling people, and they're like, "Oh, we're booked."
Yeah. And then also because I ran into another problem this morning. I got a phone call, did recognize the number, so immediately went to voicemail. I was like, I don't know you.
Not about yeah. Answer that.
But it was a hotel I had reached out to get a wedding block.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And it was at a hotel downtown Lexington. And they told me that because it's during Keeneland, they don't do wedding blocks.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to,
I guess that makes sense.
I'm telling you, people that don't live in Lexington have no
My family had no idea what it
reference
was.
about Keeneland, how
Yeah.
big of a deal it is, and it is. So I'm going to call some other hotels. Hopefully, maybe just this one doesn't do blocks. Maybe some other ones do blocks. I don't know. So, it makes me nervous, but that's okay.
I think this is all. Like I feel like a lot of brides freak out about like it's. I mean, I know it is early, but I don't know. I think we'll be okay. Is my long-winded point.
Yes. Well, it's just because basically everybody's coming from out of town.
Yeah.
Because none of my family lives there anymore. A few friends still live there.
Correct.
But all of my family, all of your family,
Yeah.
everybody's coming from out of town. This is almost like a destination wedding, and I say that in quotes because Lexington
it's
is
in
not.
Cynthiana. We did it. But that means we have to get buses,
Yeah.
hotels.
Yeah.
Uh,
And because again, Keeneland's going on, which is a big deal in Lexington.
Keeneland.
You got to get booked things well in advance so that anyway.
Yeah, look it up, people.
It's awesome. It's fun.
I've never been. I feel like if we lived in Lexington,
it would be something
I would have been by now.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I went on senior ditch day for the first time.
Nice.
And I've gone several times. Actually, when my friend Angela got married,
That's right.
her bachelorette party, we stayed at my mom's house at the time when she was still living in Lexington and went to Keeneland. That was like our thing. We spent the day there. You pregame, you park in the lot,
Jesus.
and you kind of tailgate, and then you go in and you bet, and you eat more and you drink more.
Did you win?
I did not. I am not.
That's not the point. That's not the point of Keeneland, is it?
It is so basically.
Well,
I've been betting on horses.
but
for me,
it's just like hanging out with.
It is. It's hanging out with friends. It's watching some horses run around in circles.
That's really funny.
Yeah. But no, I mean, yeah,
That's awesome.
Angela and Hannah, H1, no H at the end. I have two H's.
H1 is a different Hannah.
Correct. they are both very strategic in their betting,
Uh-huh.
and they tried to teach me, and it was right over my head.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know.
People have done that for me with like being in Vegas and stuff.
Oh,
People have
yeah.
tried to do that, and I'm just like, I don't have any interest anyway.
Yeah.
Even if I really wanted, like, I don't have a passion to throw money at a machine,
Yeah.
and maybe I'll get some
Exactly.
back.
No.
And I've played a lot of Las Vegas shows.
You have played.
Yeah, when Julie, my sister-in-law, she was like, "That sounds so cool." Remember when she was like, we were hanging out at my family's.
She's not technically your sister-in-law. She's your brother's
Oh wow!
girlfriend.
Well,
They're not
sorry,
married.
Aaron.
No pressure, guys.
No pressure. Yeah, it was good work, but it was kind of a weird. I mean, you went with me.
I thought it was it. Thank goodness you weren't on the main strip.
Mm-hmm.
You were like in an offshoot
Yeah.
at a casino resort kind of thing. But I thought since you
Casino.
played in a restaurant,
Yeah.
instead of like on the floor, it was
Yes.
nice.
I played. Well, you never went to the first one that I
No.
ever played, which was a bar off of the floor, the main
Gotcha.
floor,
Yeah.
and it was like a bar and grill
Yeah.
kind of thing. It was fine. And then the high end restaurant was the one that you came to,
They made really great martinis.
and root beer.
Oh, and they had really good root beer for
Which
Charlie.
which I told my brother, and he was like, "What does that even mean? That doesn't make any sense." Super creamy, bro.
Super creamy.
Super creamy.
Soup's cream.
And then we stayed in that weird hotel on the way back. And
Oh,
thought
that
we
was
were gonna
awful.
die.
It was like Pirate Pete's or Pete.
Oh, it was
It was like
yeah,
it was like pirate themed, and it was freaking me out because they had dummies set looking down on things because it was like old
and
timey.
the lobby was like super open,
Yeah,
and it was weird. It was
really
like
weird.
there was no like you look up and the ceiling's like
Yeah.
20, 50 feet high.
but we just couldn't drive all the way back. We were just too tired.
I think it was that. We were too tired.
Yeah, I had too many.
Yeah.
You were driving.
I had too many root beers. Couldn't
Those
drive.
root brewskis really got you.
Was I driving? There were a couple times where I just drove there and drove back the same night.
There
to
were a few
Vegas.
times. That
Yeah,
you did
like
that.
4 or 5 times, which is like, if that's what you got to do when you're not about
Yeah.
when you don't want to spend money on a hotel.
Yeah.
And I was over at 9 or 10 at the latest, so
Yeah. Well, I think that this had been your third night. So
Yeah.
that would have you had gone there, come back, gone there, come back. You'd already done that twice, and this would have been the third time.
Right.
And I think you were just like, I can't do it. And I was of no help because I was like, damn, this is awful. I'm not doing it.
it's not great. But I did stay on an Airbnb a few times, and it's great.
Oh yeah, you
and
did.
they're nice. People
Yeah.
are really nice, and nice Hispanic couple. Didn't speak English at all, so
Yeah.
it was like I would just kind of go into my room and then just that's
Yeah.
it. But that was when we were living in California,
Right.
and it was only a 3-hour drive
Yes.
to Vegas. And I did have that agent who told me, that Vegas agent who like said, "Oh, if you move down there, you could
Oh yeah.
work forever." And she tried to get you a job down there.
Yeah. No, I'm not.
Sleazy.
Get out of here.
She's like, "Well, you're." It's like she literally was like, "Well, what does your girlfriend do?" She's like, "Listen, I have a connection in marketing. In like, you were gonna work in the
Get
casinos."
out of here. No. No.
I told you.
Mm-mm.
Almost slapped me in the face.
Yeah. No.
It's too much.
It was
to
hard
live
enough
there.
that we lived in California away from everyone, and yeah, there was no way I was going to move to Vegas.
Cheaper.
Get out of here. Awful. No,
Dude,
thank
we-
you.
Yeah. First of all, yeah, no way.
Yeah.
But I was looking at it from purely a perspective of money and gigs, is what I was doing. So that's why I wasn't so fast to be like, no way.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's no way I'm living
Yeah.
in Vegas because I met musicians there who I played with, and they lived in Vegas, and it just seemed like you would want to blow your brains out.
Yeah. Well, that's what they did. Like that was their
Yeah.
that was their ceiling, was playing
Yeah.
every night in
They
different
played
things.
6 nights a week. And,
Exactly.
yeah.
They had no ambition to do their own thing or write their own songs, to be their
they're nice
own.
guys.
Which is yeah, great. If that's what you want to do, like go for it. You
Yeah.
do you, but you have more ambition than that. You don't want to just become a lounge singer. That's not
True.
your goal in life.
and that's interesting. That'll lead, right? I feel like I'm talking a lot, but
No?
that leads nicely into, because I want to start gigging more, right? Because more and more places are opening. But I was sending out messages to local friends and musician friends like today and yesterday, and a lot of it was like, yeah, I mean, they're not, especially as the fall comes, they're not really looking to book anymore. I mean, things are kind of slowing down, especially because people have to start going inside.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All the outdoor stuff is like pretty much gone.
Yeah.
So that could be kind of rough. And except for that brunch place that is probably going to have me.
Nice.
It's 2 feet down.
Yeah.
There.
Get a portable heater, man. You know?
Yeah. I did that when I played in Big Bear. They had portable heaters, the company
Oh, right.
that I played for.
Nice.
I do a lot of weird gigs. I do a lot of corporate, private events, private parties.
That's the life, man. That's what you signed up for.
Yeah, but I've come to realize that not many people do it as often as I do it.
Really?
Yeah, and I think here we go. This is what I think.
Okay.
Variety. Not everyone is willing to play like what they want them to play. You know what I mean? Like,
okay.
I can play a variety of different things. I can even go into country.
Yeah.
I can even go into country.
Get into country.
That's where you're from.
That's every country
I can't
song.
believe that, by the way.
That I don't like country music?
Yeah, you don't like country
I don't
music.
like country music. That's awful. Anyway, continue.
But you like country folk.
I like bluegrass and I like folk music. I do not like country
I like
music.
both
There is a distinction. Anyway, but continue.
I was saying,
You can play a variety. You play a lot of corporate
play a
gigs.
variety. I can play tons of songs. I used to have a weekly gig that was 5 hours. Like I
Yeah.
could play for a long time. I can do a lot of different hours. I can take requests very easily. I'm so open to requests because it's their thing. It's their event. I never understood the guy that was like the musician that was like, or even like a wedding musician. Like I've heard of wedding musicians that are like, no, I'm not going to take your playlist. I'm just going to play what I want to play at a wedding.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you doing, man?
Well, that's so
Or lady.
could be.
Thank you.
Because you have a more. Here's my take on that. Okay.
Thank you.
Get ready for it.
Hannah steak.
Hannah steak. Because that's not your goal in life to
Right.
be a quote unquote lounge singer, but to do your own thing, to be your own musician, to write your own stuff. You're doing these in order to fund that. So while you're doing that, that's your job. That is just so you're more customer service oriented.
Yeah.
Because again, this is your job. That's not what it's just something to make money.
Yeah.
That's not your passion. Your passion is writing your own thing. And so
Correct.
maybe, and I'm not speaking for your friends, but maybe like when people are like, no, I'm going to do my own thing. They have that focus of like, they're blending their,
personal.
no, they're blending their artistic take on things into their quote unquote job. Like you're
Yeah.
able to be like, I can be an artist and do my own thing in my own time. But when I
Yes.
am doing this is my job. This is how I make money. I'm going to do what the customer wants.
Yeah.
A lot of musicians blend the two. So they're like, I'm going to do my own music. I'm going to do my own thing because I'm an artist and I'm going to do me.
Yeah.
You know, does that make sense?
I would say that's the farthest. Like if you're doing like a right left scale kind of thing, that's like the farthest of who I'm talking about. Like the farthest right of who I'm talking about. Like
Okay.
that's the most extreme version of who I'm talking about. Sorry. That's what I meant to say. And they're fun. Like they're really fun. People are nice at these corporate things and private events. But those were the first to go after COVID, and they're going to be the last to come back after COVID.
Yeah.
Because of especially now that we're going into fall and winter and all that stuff. But
Yeah. Well, because I mean, I know my company immediately quit all of the external spending, like anything that wasn't
Yeah.
a necessity was gone because they wanted to make sure that everyone kept their job.
yeah,
And that was a way to be like, all right, so this is gone, this is gone,
Yes.
this is gone. And so those parties, those extra things
yeah.
were the first thing to go for a lot of companies. So people didn't lose their jobs.
That's what it was.
But then that screwed you because then you did lose your job.
And my parents also,
Oh,
who
yeah.
do more commercial work and jingles and for big clients and stuff. But
Yeah.
a lot of those companies did the same thing that your company did. They trimmed the fat, and jingles and entertainment stuff is kind of fat, I guess.
Yeah. No, we were really lucky. So
Yeah.
my company was really lucky because
Yes. Because they have you.
most thank you. Most companies, the first thing to go, well, not the first thing to go, but one of that list is their marketing budget. Like that's something that they can trim. And thankfully, most of our clients are essential businesses.
Yeah.
And we are essential to them.
Right.
So, which is why we have been able to maintain all of our, the brands that I work most closely with, none of their budgets have been cut, knock on wood.
It's not wood?
It's wood underneath the
Underneath.
fabric.
Okay, got it. I didn't know it worked through layers, but
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, it does. It works through layers. That's how it works.
That's how it works.
But yeah, I'm so beyond thankful that during this hard time, there was no real lapse in anything. Like,
Nope.
I have been paid consistently. I still have a job. I still have things to do.
You've just been working at home.
Just been working at home instead of in the office. So,
and
I know that that's not true for a lot of people. So I'm so beyond thankful.
Ridiculous.
And
millions.
Yeah. Yeah.
But do you know when you're going back or no?
So this week is Blue Team is back in the office.
Oh, so you're flip-flopping. Got it.
Yeah, so next week is Green Team, which is my team.
Nice. Go green.
Hashtag Green Team
Hashtag
best team.
green means go. Go green team. That's a long
There we
hashtag.
go.
That's a long hashtag.
So yes, I'll go back next week. And then it should now be consistent every other week.
Because they're also very safe.
They are very safe.
Hella safe. I mean, why would... I don't want to bring up the job interview that I just had.
Yeah.
But they weren't as safe as far as pandemic related.
In that one day, in that one instance.
In that one day, in that one instance, I will give you that.
Thank you.
For sure. But having been in that interview, talking to them, that's how it is all the time. But anyway, I was talking about what before that? Your job?
Yeah.
They're safe.
Yes.
Yeah, because they made the video about.
Yeah, so they made
being
like a
super
lot
safe or
of.
whatever.
They did a safety video, if you will. All hallways are one way. You know, all of our conference rooms have a maximum number of people allowed in at a time.
Yeah.
You have to be at least 6 feet apart. They have marked where the chairs are supposed to go.
Yeah.
We actually, everybody has cleaning assignments that you have to do twice a day.
Mm-hmm.
We have our own little cleaning thing on each person's desk that has like cleaning supplies so you can clean your own space.
That's awesome.
They have all sorts of different things. They gave us all like stylo pen thingies so we don't have to touch printers.
That is
and all this. This is all sorts of stuff.
People who run your company are amazing.
They're great.
They're awesome.
They are.
Because I feel like a lot of companies. I literally talking to my doctor. He was like, "I told you this." He said that his wife's work. They had a memo go out, and they were like, "You don't have to wear a mask if you don't want." Like, so I feel like some places are like that, but to have a company that's like, amazing is amazing.
Yeah, I'm very lucky.
Yeah.
Very, very lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, are we good with broken people on a broken couch? Because this couch has been broken for
a while.
In California, did it break?
It broke before California. That arm that you happen to be leaning on broke while we were in the Covington the first time.
Right.
I think
we literally live like right across the street from where we used to live before
close.
California. Yeah,
Pretty close.
It's pretty close.
A couple blocks, maybe. But I
It's
think
across the
it
city.
broke in one of the moves when we were doing house shows. We moved it too much.
Oh yeah. And then on the move back here, our coffee table.
Here's the thing. I love IKEA. Great stuff. It does not move very well. It likes to be built and set and stayed.
I don't think anybody It doesn't say on their website this moves well.
Yeah. Well,
Also,
actually, I think
we are
my
not
friend,
sponsored by IKEA.
I think it was my friend Krista that told me that some moving companies make you sign a waiver if you have IKEA furniture, saying it's not our fault if it breaks.
Whoa, seriously?
Yes.
Specifically IKEA furniture.
Specifically IKEA furniture, because again, it's
It's nice and it's cheap and
but it's not the most.
it's not the sturdiest.
It's not the most
guess.
lasting of materials, maybe, and
But yeah, so
I put it together, so
yeah, that's right.
No, that's not true.
You
Some of
put
the
it
stuff
together
my
at
dad
Hatch,
put
right?
together.
Did you put this together at Hatch, or no?
My dad put it together.
Your dad put it together.
Yeah. I helped.
Whatever. It's not what the Facebook pictures told me. I forget what I was going to say. Oh, so the leg. This is very interesting.
Yes.
The
I was about to say our viewers really want to know, but we don't have viewers. We have listeners.
Yeah, I thought about doing. The video thing is just an extra thing to worry about. If we get there, it's fine. But
I would rather not.
Nobody needs to see my face.
I don't need to do my hair every day.
People need to see your face though.
Get out of here.
They can see it on the cover art. It's right there. You're like, do you want to say so that's at what the first house show? The picture of our cover art is I have pizza in my mouth.
Yes.
I'm drunk.
Probably.
And you're very high.
Probably.
Yeah. And that was fun. And when we got to this place, we were like, house shows.
Yeah. So
but pre-COVID.
Yes.
Obviously, we were excited about because it's 2,000 square feet.
Yeah, it was nice. That living room was very nice.
And this place could have been nice too, but
yeah,
for having parties or anything.
I guess.
No? Okay.
I mean,
it's so funny you came in. God damn it! It was so funny. I fucking hate this place. I don't know, man.
The idea and the concept is good, but the execution and the actual, I don't think it actually is.
The logistics are tough.
Yeah.
Being above a bar, living above a bar
sucks.
Sucks. Like worse than you can think. But also we were just wanting to get back home.
Yeah.
Closer to our side of the country.
Correct.
West side is so.
The West Coast is great.
Sprawling and huge.
If you have connections there, if you have an inn, but if you don't have that, then it is a very lonely and very expensive place.
Was it you that said this? Apparently I only talked to you, so.
Yeah.
That if you already have a following or if you're already somewhat famous, LA is perfect. As far as like if you're going to be an artist, like an actor or a musician or whatever.
Probably.
But if you're going to go out to try and make it, it is like really the hardest place to make it. Maybe? Was that you?
I don't know. I don't feel like I would have gone into that much detail, but
I dreamt it.
Maybe.
It's weird.
Who knows?
But anyway, we're in the middle of our living room on a broken couch.
Yeah.
And that's the way it'll always be.
Yeah.
I'm going to work the broken couch into our vows.
Okay.
Okay.
You do. They're your vows. You write them. So.
Yeah, I heard some pretty ones this past weekend.
Oh yeah.
And we might steal their wine.
I don't care about the wine thing. I like more the love letter thing.
I told my mom that, and she said, "Yeah, the wine is kind of weird. It's not weird, but it's like whatever." And the love letter thing.
Yeah, I really
just
like
writing a love letter every year, putting it in a box, and then reading it to each other next year.
Yeah, it's very sweet.
Whatever. We're in love.
It's real cute. We like each other.
We like each other. We started a podcast. Deal with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, do you feel the to completely change the subject?
Hey, we're at a natural lull.
100%. So obviously you are still on your anxiety medicine. Have you started feeling the effects of the antidepressant yet? You think?
Yeah. Now I'm technically on anti-anxiety and antidepressant combo. Maybe it's been 4 days.
Probably not then.
Probably not. I mean, even if it's sometimes like, even if it's just in my head, sometimes that'll be a thing. But
yeah,
it's the lowest dosage of each medicine that I can take. And yeah, the Wellbutrin by itself, man, it didn't work for me.
Well, you need that anxiety. That's the
Yeah.
biggest thing is that you need that anti-anxiety
Yes.
help until we can get into therapy, which I recommend to everyone. I also need to do that.
Yes.
But it's you.
That we are big,
Yeah.
but that this should be like a sub thing, genre, sub heading of our podcast is like we believe that stigmas for mental health should be completely gone and people are getting better at talking about it, but
Yeah.
it's still like, oh, you're in therapy? Whoa, like
Yeah. I just
everybody should be in therapy. Like
if
life
people.
sucks. You can't judge yourself on anything because you've known yourself for too long. For too long, you know
Yeah.
yourself too deeply. But yeah,
It's sometimes you just need that third party to help you understand thought processes and also help you see from an outside perspective. Because sometimes you get so immersed in something that you can't see beyond it, and so you need that help
yeah.
for someone to do that for
So
you.
yeah, if you have the means,
Yeah.
to find and get a good therapist,
Yeah.
it's probably better, even if you're happy or whatever in life.
Well, really, I mean, honestly, I read a post recently where it's like if you want to be in a healthy relationship, if you want to with anyone, if you there's so many things that therapy can help, and you don't have to feel like you're depressed or suicidal or have some sort of mental health like schizophrenia or something like that. That does not mean you need therapy. Like every single person.
Yeah, that
needs
alone
it.
doesn't mean
Yes.
like that. Oh, he needs to be in therapy. It's
Yeah.
like,
Just to be able to function in the world today.
have you? We might have talked about this, but have you ever found a good one?
I haven't tried around here. Well, I take that back. I went to one after my dad passed.
Oh yeah, that's right.
My company offers you can do like I think it's like 6 visits for
That's right,
free or
yeah.
something through this program. I don't know.
Cool.
And so I think I went to 5. I think I have like 1 left, but
5 sessions.
5 sessions
with one person.
correct. And she was really nice. But I didn't really, and this can sound odd, I didn't get like the vibe of the actual office. It was too cold. I need a warmer.
That's all part of it, though.
It is. That's part of it.
Completely part of it. That's not like, yeah, I feel like that's weird if you're walking into like a very cold environment.
Yeah, it was very like business like I felt like I was going into an office, not
right, like it was a business meeting instead.
Correct. Yes. Yes. I was like, oh, I feel like I'm needing to give you my budget report.
Forgot my briefcase.
Exactly. But also so the first meeting, and this I probably should have changed after this first meeting, but for that first meeting, I was telling her about how my dad had just passed from pancreatic cancer and that how I needed help grieving and kind of all that kind of stuff. And she was like, I just want you to know that my dad also passed recently from, I can't remember what it was a different kind of cancer.
Right.
And so because of my personality as a 2 Enneagram people out there.
We'll get into the Enneagram a little later.
I was also kind of worried about her.
Yeah.
Like making if I talk too much about my grief, that would bring something up in her.
Yeah.
And so I wasn't as fully able
Honest
to get
about yourself.
Correct. I was always holding things back because I didn't want to affect her. And I should have just been like, oh, okay, well, maybe I need to change a person after she said that. But of course, also me being
a 2,
I was like, oh, yeah, you're fine. No big deal. Like, I like you too.
I was the same way. I mean, I always feel like whenever I was in therapy, I was trying to say what they wanted to hear rather than me just being honest about things.
How long were you in therapy?
I've been in and out for like just a couple sessions here, a couple sessions there. It's like,
so you haven't gone to one person consistently?
Not probably more than 5 or 6 times. Maybe when I was really young, I think just oh boy, I'd have to ask my mom when I was really young. But when I've been an adult, it's been just a smattering of like.
You went to a therapist as a kid?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It was
just again for your anxiety, or
I think so, or maybe it wasn't anger. There's no way it was anger. maybe it was because of, so I had febrile seizures when I was younger, and it kind of freaked out my parents a lot. Because they never had a kid that, but then you come to realize, like, I tell my doctor now, and he's like, oh yeah, that's pretty common in youngsters. But literally, they called a priest into the room. I was going to die. But then, so maybe that had kind of, so they were just like, well, let's just make sure he's okay mentally, and like, let me talk, so you can talk to someone. And then I guess
But that was at
their
like
thinking
2,
process.
though, right? When you had those seizures?
Yeah.
Is that when you went to therapy when you were like 2?
Yeah, it was like that little. Yeah.
Oh.
Like 2 or 3. Yeah, around
Oh,
there.
okay.
I remember her office and like playing with like toys and stuff.
Interesting.
And my mom being there and stuff, but I don't know exactly what it was for.
Hmm.
But yeah, as I was later after, basically after college, I never saw a great one, and I like didn't really stick with anyone. Kept saying what they wanted to hear, and also I would just have that thing in my brain that's like.
Well, I think
There's-
honestly, you're in a much better place now in
Yeah.
your life, and I think that you could recognize that in yourself when you start doing that.
I think it was the moving,
Really?
kinda. I think that was a big help, and along with growing up and stuff. But,
Yeah.
that we moved across country.
We did.
Like, and it was a decision that we made in like very quickly, and yeah, we had kind of had to see what we had as a couple, like you know what I mean. So, I forget what I was gonna say. Oh, so therapists haven't had one. I would love to have like a good, solid, long term one, but my insurance isn't so hot right now, so
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't looked into, because I know my insurance company covers part of it, but I don't know how much, and I haven't looked into things, but I need to. It's on my
Yeah.
list of things to do, for sure.
There's a lot going on right now, man.
There is a lot going on.
Yeah. Well, anyway,
Yeah,
we just had dinner. We just had a big dinner, so it was kind of like,
we did.
this is why we should do them on like Sundays during the day.
Okay.
And then it'd be like, hey, we're not losing energy. I just feel like I've been just more and more tired in the last week. Like, as the day, just like earlier in the day, I've been getting more and more tired. And maybe that's because I'm crossing over meds right now or something, but I don't know.
I've heard that.
I don't know.
As I just yawned, the biggest
I've
yawn.
heard that.
I've heard that, where as you're getting used to some medicine, it can make you tired as you adjust.
Yeah.
Because it's this medicine is supposed to help you rewire your brain.
Yeah.
And so, of course, that's going to have adverse effects.
Yeah.
So
Need therapy, man.
I know, right? 100%.
Maybe we should call this need therapy
No.
right now. Oh no. Okay.
No. It's not fully thought through.
Yeah.
Maybe one day.
We don't have to deem it right
We'll
now.
figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
Yep.
Are we at that natural lull yet?
I think we are.
Episode 1, 40 minutes long. It was kind of an intro episode, and
Yeah.
like kind of, we'll have
get our
longer ones
groove.
and gets. Yeah, man. Part of like. Listen, I'm a bit of a podcast insider.
Whoa,
So I read
okay.
articles sometimes.
Nice.
And it's like part of figuring out what the show is just doing the show a bunch.
Yeah.
And then we don't have like a super specific topic, really, except with just the things we like talking about in general, like mental health and mental wealth. And
It's taken.
I know. But we're not going to call it that.
Oh, okay.
But we want people to have mental wealth,
Oh, okay.
right?
Yeah.
Wealth of
Wealth of thought?
That was my mom's idea, yeah. Wealth of thought. By the way, she said, side note, that we can have any of that chicken soup. She has a lot left over.
Oh, nice. You'll eat around the carrots.
My Jewish mother. I just won't put them in. I just won't put them in. Why is that such a big... It's so weird that...
It's in the soup. What do you mean you won't put them in? It's
Well,
already
no.
in
It's
the
in a
soup.
big pot.
Yeah?
There's carrots in there. I will dip around the carrots. It's not that hard. I've done it as a kid. I'm used to these things. Part of because I'm so picky.
So picky.
I have a thing in my head. I'm just so used to picking things out of foods and whatnot.
You're so. The thing is, what we don't need to get into this, but the thing that blows my mind is that you won't even retry things.
Mm-hmm.
If you tried something 10 years ago and you didn't like it, you'll never touch it again. And that blows my mind because your taste buds change
7 years.
every 7 years.
Listen. I'm a super taster.
You are not. You are a liar. You are not
Shout
a
out
super
to
taster. That is
whoever was
not
on
true at all.
Shepherd's podcast.
Yeah. No.
I don't know. It's not fun being like this. I don't know. Not liking things. It's not fun at a party and being social.
Yeah.
And being like, hey guys, we're having this for dinner. And then it's like, oh, I gotta make Charlie a special dinner.
Yeah. Do you ever just like be like, I'm just gonna try it?
You mean I've ever tried things?
Yeah. Well, like just like when you're in that uncomfortable situation of like, you didn't talk to the person beforehand. You go and they're like providing you dinner.
Yeah.
You just
like
eat
at a
it.
wedding or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it's doubly awkward when I don't like it and I vomit it up. Not vomit it, but like comes out of my, I like spit it out, you know?
Yeah.
I'm a weird man.
5-year-old taste buds.
Sorry.
It's okay. I love you anyway.
Thank you. We should end every podcast with an I love you anyway. We should call it I love you anyway.
There we go.
That's a good one.
I'm sure that's taken.
Really?
I'm sure it is.
God damn it. Oh, there's our explicit rating. Gosh darn it. Man alive.
There you go.
By the way, if anybody's heard of that before, please tell me. I had never heard of the it's like an exclamation. It's like, oh my God, but you're saying
Man alive.
And you don't know where that's from?
I don't know where it's from. It's something that I have always said.
Yeah.
I don't.
I thought you said it the first time I heard. I heard you say it. I thought you were saying it like ironically, just to like kind of like laugh at it. But then you just kind of like kept moving like it was normal.
Nope, it's in my everyday vocabulary.
Yeah, interesting.
High school friends, if you're listening to this, do you remember me saying this in high school? Man alive.
Oh yeah, I guess some of your high school friends could be listening to this.
They could be.
There were some people that made things hard for me in high school.
This is very true.
You as well? Are you friends with... Okay, you don't have to say who. Are you friends with them on Facebook?
Who?
People who you didn't get along with necessarily in high school.
There weren't... I did not get along with people. It was like...
You're too nice. It's
Shut
true.
up. I don't ever remember being made fun of. I don't ever remember being bullied. But I don't ever... Also, like, I wasn't, like, best friends with everybody. I was just kind of in the background for a lot of people. I wasn't necessarily ignored, but I wasn't included, you know?
But you had a lot of close friends, right? Like, good friends.
In high school... That I'm still friends with?
Not necessarily.
I have very few that I'm like still like super close to.
Right,
I
yeah.
do have some from high school and actually even before high school that I'm still close to.
Yeah.
But I do have a lot of high school friends that I could, if I ran into them, I would love catching up with them. I would love talking to them. Like
Right.
there wouldn't, I don't think that there's anyone.
Are you friends with those people on Facebook, I guess is my question.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't know why that was my question, but...
I think you were asking if I was friends with my bully on Facebook, and I didn't have a bully. I was never bullied.
I think bullies...
Except for by my family.
Bully...
Just kidding.
They're gonna listen. I think the whole bully thing was like from before our time, maybe like where kids were actually specifically picked on and bullied.
No, I feel like I saw people being bullied.
Did you? Yeah.
And I know
I don't think I did.
some friends that I've talked to that talk about being bullied in high school. It wasn't something that was ever blatant to me. And again, it might have been like,
What?
I was very naive and I always thought the best of people, which I still try to do. And so situations that other people might have construed as being bullied, I might not have seen that because I was thinking the best of the situation.
Yeah.
It was never anything that was obvious to me.
It's like it's not like you go, people definitely had bullies. Let me retract that statement.
Correct. Yes.
I will say that it's not like I went to school every day going, oh, that's a bully.
Right.
Like I didn't know enough to like recognize it in people.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's just like, oh yeah, that guy's an asshole or whatever.
Yeah.
A bully, a jerk.
Yeah. But also
But,
I think now it's because basically when we were in school,
Please.
it happened while in school, but there wasn't a whole lot of like after school.
Yeah.
Like it was just kind of, you could leave it there, you could avoid it,
Huh.
but now you can't because it's on social media. It is everywhere. It is, you carry it around in your pocket. It is 365.
24/7.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really we talked about it. We've talked about this where it feels after we watched that documentary, and it is really sad how kids grow up today with
Yeah.
social media because it's literally ruining their lives
I know.
and their childhoods.
Yeah, it's making them grow up too fast. It's also affecting self-esteem.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've always had self-esteem issues. I can't imagine.
But again, we came after we were
I
kind of
can't
formed.
imagine
in
what
that.
my self-esteem would look like if I had to deal with social
Yeah.
media. Ugh.
Yeah, no kidding.
Bah.
Yeah.
Closest thing I got was the beginning of MySpace. And
Yeah.
I wasn't on one friend's top 10.
Oh. Who was
But
that?
then I think the next day.
Are you friends with them now?
Yeah. We're still we're friends on Facebook. I haven't talked to her in a while, but
That bitch.
I think a week later I was. So it was like such a fickle thing that
Oh, yeah. By the way, every relationship in high school doesn't matter.
it
Not
doesn't.
every relationship, but like
Yeah.
things that you think matter a whole lot.
Yeah.
Like, are, it's not that.
Yeah.
Um,
But also, like, it's so weird too because I feel like none of my high school friends know me now. I'm a completely different person.
Yeah.
That's not true of all of them. There are friends that I have kept consistently throughout, so they have seen me grow, they have seen me change.
right.
But if I were to run into someone that I haven't seen since high school,
yeah.
I don't think that they would.
They wouldn't notice it.
No,
in
they
you?
would know. Like they would see how
Yeah.
different I am, and so yeah, I feel like I'm very
Oh
different.
my God, Hannah Mae. Right?
Nobody in high school called me Hannah Mae. Only my family calls me that.
And I can call you that.
Sure.
Sure. Cannot call you Hannah Banana.
No, you cannot. Only one person on this earth is allowed to call me Hannah Banana.
It's John?
No, Allie,
Allie.
John's wife.
I was thinking of a different John, but okay.
Oh,
For some reason, John Groves popped in my head when you said
he
that.
calls me
but
Hannah Mae.
He calls you Hannah Mae. That's what it was.
Yep.
And I like that.
Yeah.
But I have the same thing with Chuck.
Oh,
Hate it. Hate it. And there's one person who gets away with it, and it's my Uncle Tom. And it's because he's known me since,
yeah,
since I was playing sports, and you call me Chuck, and I was like, oh, okay, I don't, whatever.
yeah.
But I kind of like it. It brings me back to childhood.
But only if he calls you.
And now,
that.
but nobody else calls me that ever. So people call me Space
'cause
Cowboy.
It's so weird because your name.
Some people
You
call
already
me
have a
names.
nickname. Charlie is a nickname because your real name is Charles.
Is that a nickname or is that a preferred name?
That's a nickname because your name is Charles.
Hmm.
Your nickname is Charlie. If they wanted your name to be Charlie, they could have just named you Charlie.
Really? Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Are people named just Charlie?
My dad was just Joey.
That's weird. I've never heard of that before.
Right.
Yeah.
Normally, it's like people's names are Joseph.
Right.
And then they go by Joey. My dad's on his birth certificate said Joey.
That's amazing.
Yes.
I guess you can name your kid whatever you want.
Exactly. You really can. You have that power as your parent. As a parent.
But Charles is my father's middle name and my great grandfather's first name. I forget. I don't know.
Your family history.
Someone I didn't know.
Oh.
It is my family history.
It is your family history.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.
Yeah.
How do we end an episode?
I love you.
I love you anyway.
I
Right?
love
That's
you.
the name of the. Are we good with that? No.
We're not calling it I love you anyway.
Are we
but
still
I love
gonna
you
call it
anyway.
Hannah Mae Charlie J? Only
That's-
because your name's first.
We could be Charlie J and Hannah Mae. I don't care.
No, that's be Hannah Mae. Charlie J. Yeah. Well, solid first episode. Really good overall. Are you ready to say goodbye? We should say goodbye at the same time.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Goodbye.